Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this time around, I'm going to talk about nonetheless. Ever since I heard this word, I was quite confused to use that word, which is nonetheless, and I barely or rarely use that. So that's why right now I'm going to dive into that and explain so that I can also use that whenever I'm talking with people. And I think it's also nice to play around with the choices of words that you're using when you're communicating with, you know, with different people, especially when it comes to chatting, when it comes to chit chatting or video calling, whatever it is. And if you're talking to people who are talking in English. And without further ado, let's get started. So the first one would be, as I mentioned, nonetheless. So when you say nonetheless, as this word led me to my research. So the meaning of that is this is actually referring to two different ideas or situations wherein they're contrasting or they have different ideas. For example, I am not going to school, nonetheless I will fail my exam. So that is the example of nonetheless. And for you not to forget about that, always think of the phrase in spite of that. So you have to replace the nonetheless with in spite of that. So that will remind you that that is the meaning of nonetheless. Because I would say that nonetheless sounds fancy, or it's such a fancy word because we barely use that. And I think most of the time it is being found in textbook, books, novels. But when it comes to communication, I think it's not. I think some people barely use that, especially native speakers. Because before, when I was listening to podcasts, I tend to use, or not actually to use, but I tend to hear the word nonetheless when they are referring to something or a situation where there is contrast. So yeah, so always remember that if you hear the word nonetheless, think of the reason or the cause why something is happening. So for example, I can't go to the concert, nonetheless I cannot see Rihanna, I cannot see Eminem or whoever celebrity or public figure that you are, that you adore or you worship as your idol. So yeah. So that's actually the meaning of nonetheless. And I am going to, or I'd like to incorporate that or include it in my blog because I think this will be a reminder that maybe if I'm going to talk again with somebody else, with a new friend or new stranger, especially when it comes to video calling, if a stranger or a new person that you meet, you can also use the word nonetheless. So that will also improve your vocabulary. Because sometimes it's boring to use nevertheless and however. Because basically we use however rather than nonetheless because nonetheless is, it's not common for us. And as I mentioned earlier, so it's like I'm going back to, I'm going in circle. So yeah, the word nonetheless is referring to two ideas that are contrast. So think of the reason why that happened. So you can add the word nonetheless. So that's all. Thank you. Hey guys, in order for you to understand even more as to how you can use the word nonetheless, I'm gonna give you 5 example sentences. So the first one is, the internet connection cuts off, nonetheless he can play mobile games. There's a flood, nonetheless the farmer can't grow plants. The phone is broken, nonetheless, Eric can't call up Vincent. The, the boy can't swim, nonetheless, his friends laugh at him. 5. I don't have penny, nonetheless, I can't go to Paris. So if you guys know or if you have idea in your mind about how to use nonetheless, please comment down below. And if you learn so much things from this vlog, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. So for knowledge extension, so you can also use the words nevertheless, however, and but in a sentence. For example, he can't watch television, nonetheless, he gets sad because that show or program is his favorite show. So, but, for example, I don't have money, but I'm still happy because I can read a lot of books. However, um, I can't go to Boracay. However, I'd rather go to the river and stand by there and enjoy the vibe of the river.